The immigration system in the United States doesn't make it easy for international couples to have a normal courtship. Oftentimes, if couples met online, they have actually spent very limited time face-to-face. There's no such thing as a girlfriend visa in the United States, so oftentimes people file for fiancé visas to avoid having to be apart. We all want to believe that we are lucky in love, but sometimes we know that divorce does happen. This is attorney Amanda Thomas, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the pluses and minuses about getting a prenup with your foreign fiancé in this video, so keep watching. I would first like to start this video off by saying that immigration law is federal. And any person who has a law license to practice in any state in the United States is allowed to give legal advice regarding immigration to anyone, anywhere. But marriage law is state law. And because I am only licensed in the state of Pennsylvania, I can only give specific information about marriage laws within Pennsylvania. But this video is going to go over prenups in general. A lot of states have a lot of things in common when it comes to prenups, but if you're really considering one, you should seek an attorney that is licensed to practice in your state. So what is a prenup? A prenup is short for a prenuptial agreement. Marriage law is a mix between contract law and statutory law. That means that part of marriage laws relate to private agreements between two people, and it also has to do with law that is written into actual code. A prenup is a contractual agreement about what will happen in the instance of a divorce. Without a prenup, a divorce would be decided based on the laws of your particular jurisdiction. So should you get a prenuptial agreement with your foreign fiancé? That all really depends on your particular situation. There are some practical considerations when you're considering getting a prenup. The first is, how was your courtship with this person? As I said earlier in the video, U.S. immigration law doesn't provide people an opportunity to have a traditional courtship. Oftentimes people have only met one or two times in person. They've only spent a limited period of time actually face to face, and that makes it hard to know whether or not you're truly compatible. You haven't had a lot of time to determine whether or not your fiancé gets along well with you living in the same household, or whatever children you may have, and even your family and friends. In an instance like this, it may be good to consider a prenuptial agreement because you don't know if this relationship is truly going to work out until you're actually in it and until you're actually legally married. Another thing that you have to take into consideration when it comes to prenuptial agreements is culture. In the United States, a prenuptial agreement is not always viewed as a bad thing. It is viewed as something that is designed to protect you in a worst case scenario, and a lot of people don't mind signing them, but some people do. Especially in a lot of more traditional cultures, divorce is viewed as something that only happens in the most extreme circumstances. And a lot of cultures believe that if you sign a prenup, or if you want a prenup, that that is a reflection on your feelings towards this person, and it is a reflection of your seriousness towards this commitment that you're making toward them. So whether or not a prenup is appropriate for your particular situation is something that you have to decide for yourself. There are also some considerations when it comes to the legal aspect of having a prenuptial agreement. Getting a prenup takes some time. Your foreign fiancé has to have an opportunity to consult with their own attorney. It's not something that can be entered into within a week or two. Also, generally speaking, in most jurisdictions, a prenuptial agreement won't be considered enforceable by a court if it is very egregiously one-sided. That means that if the prenuptial agreement that you want your foreign fiance to sign completely excludes them from any sort of relief during the divorce, it may not be enforceable. The most important thing that you should know when it comes to immigration law and prenuptial agreements is that a prenup cannot get you out of your responsibilities under the affidavit of support. Everyone that files for a green card for their foreign fiance has to sign an I-864 affidavit of support. And this is a very serious legal document. This affidavit of support is a contract between you and the federal government promising that you will financially support the person that you want to bring. This contract between you and the United States government can be enforced by a lawsuit if your beneficiary ever becomes dependent on public benefits. The government can seek reimbursement for those benefits. Also, this is a little known area of immigration law, but your beneficiary can potentially have a private claim against you in civil court under that affidavit of support. Now, just because you cannot avoid enforcement of the affidavit of support by excluding it in a prenup doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't get one. There are still benefits to having the prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement will still offer you some protection in the instance of a divorce, but it may also offer your foreign fiance also some protection if there may be a divorce. If you have any questions about this topic, if you're in Pennsylvania and you are thinking about maybe marrying a foreign fiance and you would like to consult with me about drafting a prenuptial agreement, I would be happy to talk to you. Of course, please like this video and subscribe.